Hello everyone, welcome to Booked and Bonded, live from the realm of books, banter, and best friend chaos. We are your hosts, Lizzie
and Larissa.
So grab yourself a snack and a beverage of your choosing, and let's get bonded over the last 3 chapters of Fourth Wing.
The last 3 chapters? That's crazy. What are you drinking/eating today?
I just have a coffee.
I love that. Me too. Do you have a specific type of coffee?
It's just French vanilla, creamer, and milk.
Mine is
syrup and milk.
Chocolate milk in my coffee.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Any bookish updates?
I have been reading more and more of Magnolia Parks. It's taking me a little bit, but like yesterday I read, I don't even know how many chapters. I'm getting through it. Now I'm over 50%, so I'm still enjoying it. The writing style is so different from any other book I've read. She'll like intentionally leave out words to make it faster paced than it already is, which sometimes is a little confusing, but it's still very fun. What about you?
Nice. I have been reading these mystery books that are, it's by Steve Cavanaugh. It's a 9-series thing, but I didn't realize it was, and I started with book 5. Luckily, you don't have to do them in order.
Perfect.
As long as, I think I don't, because then I finished book 5, which was 13, and the series follows a lawyer who used to be a con man, and then he like changed his life and became a lawyer. Those were probably books 1 through 4, but and then I started book 6, and it's called 50/50, and I really like it because it changes the perspective, and you get the perspective of the killer, but you don't know who the killer is. So it's like during their perspective, you're trying to figure out which one of them it is. And 50/50 is about 2 sisters that accuse each other of a murder of their dad. So it's been really good.
That reminds me of the time we tried to read a book that had like puzzles in it that we had to solve. And we couldn't figure out a single thing. I completely forget what that book is called, but that was so confusing.
Yeah. This is a lot less confusing. I only have 2 suspects, and I think I know who I know who I think it is, and I know who the book wants you to think it is, and I just can't tell if the book is lying to you or not.
Interesting.
It's very good. Okay, well, let's open the archives for the last time for Fourth Wing.
Oh my gosh. Alright, the archives are open. We are on chapter 37, Epigraph. And this is from the Origin, the Fables of the Baron, which are part of the... What do we want to call them? Fables? They're not fables, though. The truth that's been hidden.
It's called the Fables of the Baron. You can
True.
just call it that.
Okay,
it's
true.
the book that is forbidden.
Yeah. Alright. But it was the third brother who commanded the sky to surrender its greatest power, who finally vanquished his jealous sibling at a great and terrible price. Short. And I think that has a lot to do with us trying to figure out, like, who is actually going to be able to solve the problems that they're having with Brennan right now. And if we're thinking about the person who can control the sky, the obvious choice would be Violet.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because we know the 3 brothers. There's the one that chose the dragon, the one that chose the griffin, and the one that was jealous and then corrupted himself by becoming Venom. And then this says it was the 3rd brother, which makes you think the Venom brother, but I don't think it was the Venom brother that vanquished the corrupted one, because I think the corrupted one is the 3rd one.
It's possible maybe the 3rd brother in this context is like the youngest brother? I don't know.
That's also very true. A way to, like, confuse you.
Yeah, true. Who knows?
Well, We left Violet on Taryn being attacked.
It's a casual place to stop.
We are in the middle of the battle. We are truly in the middle of the battle. We just lost a very, very lovely person. And then we are back in the battle. Violet's raging and pissed, and she's gonna kill a motherfucker. Then a wyvern comes out and attacks Taryn before he can notice, so he is being attacked. And there is a venom on that wyvern. And Violet is trying to unseat herself. Taryn is pissed about it, but she does it anyways. And she takes one of her daggers, and she's noticing this venom has green-tipped daggers. And just something to think about. She loses one of the daggers. So Xaden gave her 2 daggers. She loses one, so she just has one single dagger now. And she fights the venom, sees that the venom's fighting style keeps adapting to her own venom, like her own fighting style. As if like they know what she's going to do before she's even done it. I'm like, is that your signet? I want to know.
Right, I was like, did we get an explanation for that? I don't remember.
No, I don't know. We don't, but I'm wondering if it like was a signet and she's just using it to help out. Violet gets stabbed in the side, unfortunately right where her vest wasn't protecting her, which is like really bad luck. But she gets tipped by the green tipped dagger, and when the dagger pulls out, it's no longer green tipped. And the venom is like talking about how Violet has such untapped power. Like she could command the sky. She doesn't even know what she has. And she was like, I would love to like open you up and see where this power is. Or maybe I'll bring you to my sage. He'd be like so happy to see you. And that's when Violet realizes that they're like students and they're getting taught to do what they're doing. Which is a little creepy.
She was like, she's just a student. Like, this person is like me. They're not like super powerful, strong teachers. This is the student. This is the student. That freaked her out, which I'd be freaking out too.
Especially because this is a powerful fucking being on its own. Like,
right.
I wouldn't want to meet the sage. So Xaden wants to make the playing field a little bit more even, so he covers Violet in the venom in shadows, and Violet's like, okay, now it's my playing ground. I know Taryn's back, or like, yeah, his back. like anything, she can do it blindfolded, and she has the light with her lightning. So like, Violet's like, this is gonna be fucking easy. But she is like, the stab is like, she's noticing the like pain and stuff, like with the stab. It like feels a little bit different, feels a little bit weird. But she's like, I still have to get this venom. She lets the lightning fly in the shadows. She's like reaching to all their power. And then she finally stabs the venom in the chest, right where Xaden taught her to stab. And the venom falls and dies. And then all the wyvern that venom created fell dead. Just like that. Like when a dragon dies, your rider dies. It's reversed with the venom. When the venom that creates the wyvern dies, sorry, I just had such a bad thought.
Oh no.
You know Violet is going to want to kill the sage, and the sage has to be Nolan. And Nolan created Brennan.
Stop!
Violet's gonna kill her own brother.
This story is messy! Oh.
But, okay. But that's all theory. Just
right. We know nothing.
Theory.
We've just read the books a couple times.
It becomes ash and gray. It's described, the venom. Which makes me just feel like they're not human, like, whatsoever. Their, like, soul is what made them human, and without their soul, they're not human.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Violet finally looks down, and she sees dark black blood oozing from her side. And she's like, oh, that's not good. Like,
Yeah,
oh, no.
like, could you imagine seeing yourself with dark black blood? I think...
would be like, what the fuck is this?
I would be panicking.
I would be like, I'm fucking dying. I'm dying.
I'm dead. I'm actually already dead.
Violet realizes what Liam told Xaden at the end is that you have to kill the riders. Like, that's our only shot. And so she's like, okay, we're gonna kill the riders to get all the venom out, and then we'll have the shot to, like, actually be able to survive and get back to everything. This doesn't make sense to me. Because it says, or 3 venom dead, 1 remaining. But I'm pretty sure later in this chapter, there talks about how there's 2.
I couldn't keep up with the venom because they're all wearing, like, the same things. Unless it's like they're at the different levels and the different positions. They're wearing the same things. And we never get a specific count. It's like we just know more are coming in or more are showing up or some are over here doing this and this. So we never get, like, an exact number. So I've been very lost trying to keep track of all the venom.
I know, like, at the beginning we knew that 4 approached, and I was like, there is a potential that more came when the venom or wyvern came. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, the riders, the ones in the maroon outfits came. So, and I'm pretty sure there were 2 mentioned there. So that would bring it up to 6.
Oh, so she's fucked. I feel like I couldn't keep track of it either, because I was like, wait, there was 4, and now there's another one, but you only said that the staff guy was alive. I'm like, what is happening?
Which was a whole other venom that came later. So then we're up to 7? I don't know. The venom that has the staff, this venom is, like, keeping track of everything going on, and he's staring down Xaden, and Violet locks in. She's like, I know that look. He's about to kill Xaden. So she uses their bond, and she's like, to your left, Xaden, and, like, kind of tips him off that something is about to happen with that venom.
And we do know that the one with the staff is their leader, because Taryn kind of is like, I recognize a general for a general. So we know that he is, like, the leader. We don't know if he is the sage or what, but we know he's the leader at least of this little groupie group.
And Sigale spins as soon as she hears that as well. And she blasts fire at the venom. Obviously nothing happens because we know dragon's fire doesn't do anything to them. And then Garrick leans in and he has, like, the dagger and he's trying to throw it, but it misses and it can't reach. So then somehow the venom, like, puts its staff down and it disappears. It, like, just completely vanishes.
It teleports.
So confused.
It can teleport. Or it has the signet, like, I think it's Garrick that has the distance wielding. So it has, like, a signet like that where it can travel far distances.
Or the staff itself has a power.
Or the staff.
Like it has
like a magical it has a magical piece to it. Who the fuck knows though? Because it wasn't explained. I just have Xaden is struggling. I'm just assuming it's really difficult for him to see his friends and family die around him. It's probably not what actually is happening, but in my notes, he's struggling.
He is struggling with that, and he's also struggling to hold back all of the wyvern, because it was Violet's job to get the venom, and Xaden's job to keep the wyvern away. So, while he was doing that, he's, like, losing control of everything, because obviously he's trying to attack 5 million wyvern at once.
He's burning out.
He's burning out, yeah. I think they all are at this point.
Yes.
I don't know how they're surviving this long. I don't know how students in a school could be in this position and still fighting through it, but we obviously know that we have really strong characters and they're able to do more than what we even think they're capable of. So we see them continue to fight.
Andarna is spotted, just like a glimpse of gold, but we all know that's Andarna. And Violet's like, you need to be hidden. And she's like, I need to help.
So much suffering. And she's so sad at everything that she's seeing. I'm like, girl, yeah, same. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, I was just going to add that, like, I understand it would be so difficult to see everything, see your friends get hurt, and have been told to just sit back. Like, I would go into Andarna, it's okay. It's okay, I get it. With Xaden struggling with his, like, holding back all the wyvern, Violet wants him to drop the shadows. And he's like, what? And she's like, it's gonna happen either way. You're either gonna burn out, it's gonna drop, or you're gonna drop. Just drop the shadows. I have a plan. I'm gonna sacrifice my life. She does not tell Xaden that, but that's her plan. Because of the black fucking blood. But in all, Violet is going to attack the other rider to hopefully kill all the other wyverns, so that is no longer a threat or an issue. And they can focus on the last 1 to 3 Venom. Violet blocks out Xaden because she doesn't want the distraction of him, like, being like, don't do this, be safe, blah, blah, blah.
So, Taryn is like, tell me your plan isn't to jump on the wyvern's back, talking about the wyvern of the strongest rider, because that's the one that they were planning on going after. And then Violet says, I don't have to. Didn't you hear what the Venom said? I command the sky to surrender all its power, but I'm going to need every ounce of yours to do it. So they're setting up to do one of the strongest strikes, or possibly the strongest strike that Violet has ever done. She's leaving it all out there.
And it's definitely, like, high stakes because, like we said before, they're all on the edge of burnt out, and she just wants to go further. And I truly think she's like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die making sure my friends have the best chance to live. That's such Gryffindor energy.
It is. I think it's so interesting that she took what the Venom said and believed it. Like, if you're in the middle of battle and the person that you are up against is telling you truths about yourself, are you going to believe it? I don't know. I feel like that's really interesting.
Is it? I don't think it's this book. I think it's the next book where she is talking about how she has the urge to pluck right from the sky. It's like they pass the wards and she's like, it's like different out here. And Taryn's like, yeah, it's like different without the wards and stuff. Magic is crazier, which I know is something he says in this book. But then she's like, I have like the urge to like weave right from the sky.
I believe that was the next book.
That is weird than how she just like, yeah, okay, that's the truth. Yeah. I mean, I think she's just like, yeah, I'm lightning, and lightning comes from the sky. I think we'll boil it down to that. That is odd to just believe your enemy. So Taryn also knows she's on the edge of the burnout, and he's worried. And Darna is like, let me help you. And Violet's like, only what I need, because she does not want to hurt. And Darna, she like I said before, if Violet has to die, she wants as many other people to live. And that includes Andarna. With time either stopped or slowed down, I couldn't understand which one it was exactly, because everyone else still had thoughts, which I thought wouldn't happen during a freezing of time, but right. I don't know. So either with it completely stopped or slowed down a little bit, Violet pulls together all her energy to make this one lightning strike, and she uses all her will and all her power to, like, come and whip it with, like, takes one branch of the lightning and, like, weaves it, yeah, inch by inch and inch to the Venom rider that she's trying to attack. And you, like I said, when you hear other people's thoughts, you hear, like, Xaden's panic. You don't hear his, like, thoughts because she has him blocked, but you can still feel his panic. She lets go of Andarna's power, either slowing down or not. I don't know which one it is. And the lightning hits the Venom. Probably the best accuracy she's had so far.
I feel like this was, like, a pivotal moment because she knows that she can control exactly where that lightning strike goes. I think this for her is something that she needs to figure out how she can do that without slowing down time, without stopping it. She needs to take the time to control the power. Yeah, and this is her first little glimpse of being able to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Venom is killed and pulls the shadows. The wyvern that the Venom created die.
This sounds so much simpler than it actually was.
Yeah,
she had been trying up until that moment to hit that Venom, and she could not do it. And that's exactly why Andarna gave her her power again, to help her make that lightning strike so important. And right before she used that power, she asked Taryn for more, and Taryn's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not giving you more power. You're going to burn out. I can feel you waning. And she's like, I need it. I know my capabilities. I'm not Naolan.
That's just let's just stab him and twist it a little bit, ma'am.
Yeah. But she also says, I need you to choose to live if I die. Because she knows she's dying. She feels it. She knows the difference between pain and what she's feeling now.
The stab is different. It's described as acid and fire and burning, and it's pulling away. She can tell it's taking more from her than just a normal stab wound would. That green tipped is some kind of poison or something that's really fucking with her. And once she knows that Venom was hit and struck and dead, and the wyvern are falling, she then lets gravity take her, and she lets go and falls off Taryn.
And all we hear is,
no! Why'd you do that, you son of a bitch?
I hear Xaden scream as I fall.
That's the end of chapter 27. What is chapter 28's epigraph?
Chapter 38's epigraph.
Yeah!
I'm taking it back.
Might have been an easier chapter, let's be honest.
Chapter 38's epigraph is Major Frederick's Modern Guide for Healers, and it says, in the event that you come across a poison you do not recognize, it is best to treat with any and every antidote. Either way, the patient will die, but at least this way you would have learned something.
The healers are corrupt too. Them and the scribes.
They're all corrupt. Everybody is freaking corrupt.
I don't think the infantry is corrupt. They just want to make campfires.
The fact that the infantry exists in general just to die and to hold off is corrupt in and of itself. It's the the system was set up.
Yeah, it's the leadership that set that up. It's not them.
Yeah, I think infantry is on their own doing all their
I think
things.
they just are we were sent here to die, but we're going to make the best of it. Make a campfire. Let's have a s'more.
The question is, do you think infantry are out there seeing Brennan and learning and becoming Brennan too? That is where corruption would exist.
I definitely think they're seeing it. I think leadership is not worried that they're going to see it because I think they die so quickly. Yeah. I think some of them could potentially turn, but I think they have zero chance of living. So I think the ratio of them turning is very small because I don't think they'll have enough time to turn.
So the fact that we know and we all feel like they have no chance of living is interesting, because if you're sending people to die like they did with the marked ones, mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they just send them to infantry? Why did they send them to the Riders Quadrant to get dragons and to gain so much power?
I think it has to do with Xaden's plead and deal that he made for them. I think he was like, okay, infantry would be instant death, but riders, we have the chance of living, and so he would argue that, but I think he argued the fact of you know how many people die in the Riders Quadrant, and the dragons aren't actually gonna pick us. So I think he made the argument that he knew they wanted here. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Violet would agree. With this healer. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she'd be like, yep, use me, do whatever you need to do, just learn something from it.
Literally stab me with everything. It might work, it might not.
Either way, it's fine.
Violet is in and out of consciousness this whole chapter. She realizes that she is not connected to her dragons. She is not connected to Xaden. Which makes me think about the next book when they have the elixir that they are taken, well, they're forced to take it most of the time, where they are cut off from their source of power. They're cut off from their dragons and everything to do training, but it feels very icky. And I'm like, this is where they got it from. Like, it might not be poison, it might be magic, because, like, even the next chapters, they're like, I've never seen a poison like this. So I'm leaning towards that it's more magical than poison.
They definitely learned from it, though.
How did they know from it? And I'm like, this is why they're all corrupt.
Well, that's exactly what the healer is saying. If someone came back with this injury, they're trying to heal it somehow using everything they can while learning from it. They're doing research. They're taking note of all the properties that are doing the things that are happening to this person. They're noting everything that they're feeling, their disconnect between their dragon. They're noting that they can't do their power. They're noting all of this stuff, and they're also figuring out what can and cannot heal it or help it or fix it. So they're taking all of that information and creating this elixir that would cause the same things to happen.
I liked the healers when I read this book before. I don't like them anymore.
I don't like anyone in this school.
I like Lilith when she sacrifices herself.
She's going to sacrifice herself.
No, there has to be another way. Do you want to stop Snape or not? Not me. Not Hermione. Not Xaden. You, Violet. Lilith, I mean.
Same.
Oh
my gosh.
So Violet she has no connection. She's going in and out of consciousness. She is, like, almost basically paralyzed, too. Like, she can't do fucking nothing. She's awake in her fucking head. But she can slightly open her eyes and stuff. And I guess all the other Venom are dead or not, because everyone's around Violet.
Yeah.
So you know how Violet was falling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was saved by Indarna, but Indarna can't carry Violet because she's so little. Indarna stopped time so she can get Violet safely to the ground. And that took a lot out of Indarna.
Indarna is the best. Because she had just already given her power and she used more when she didn't really have it to give.
Yeah.
To catch her.
So, Xaden is panicking. He is over there. He's so cute, this fucking chapter. Like, with the little forehead kisses and, like, brushing her hair. It's, like, so cute. But everyone's around Violet, and they're like, did you see how, like, she just fucking whipped that? Because, like, time was slowing for her, but to everyone else, this was 10 seconds of their life, and Violet struck the venom down perfectly. Like, they were like, she sacrificed herself, she saved us, and then they're like, we have to get her back to Betscaius, like, we have to get her to Neolin, the healer, the mender. And Violet's, like, in her head, like, yeah, get me back there, please. and Xaden's like, it's too far away, like, we can't do that, there is another way. And Garrick or Bodhi, one of the two, they're flip a coin. And they're like, we can't do that. They're like, that's too dangerous. It will jeopardize everything. And Xaden's like, I don't give a fuck. She is the love of my life. I'd fucking kill all of you for her. And not so many words.
If they were being smart, they would know that this would just make her more invested.
That is true, but I think they're just worried. Like, they have so much writing on it.
But they've seen her fight. They've seen her save them. They've seen her choose them every time.
That's true.
What would make this time different? Especially when she has something to look forward to. Or someone.
So, Violet can't move. Xaden is holding her, being all cute and precious, like she's a little baby doll.
You have to live.
You have, please, for me, live, like begging her. And Violet can't move, can't talk, can't do anything. And just her thoughts. And I'm like, this is the most torturous thing I've ever said. Because Xaden says a lot of really cute things and does a lot of cute things for you right now. Yeah, he's like, please live, please, do something, stay with me. I love you. He doesn't say that one. He's very specific on not saying that one. He's like aware. Oh, go ahead.
He says, I don't give a fuck what happens to me. We are going, and that's an order. I love their love.
He's so cute. So they decide to fly to a closer place where Xaden thinks that he's going to have a better chance of getting her saved. Violet is aware of things, but she's still like in this weird, foggy, unconscious mode. So like we live and wake up in Violet's point of view. So she kind of falls asleep. She comes back. She realizes she's on a dragon. Do you think, because I have two thoughts on this process.
Okay.
Do you think she is with Xaden on Sigale? Because I don't think Xaden would let her go. Or do you think she's on Taryn because we know the saddle can hold her even when she sleeps?
She has to be on Taryn. I think she is strapped down. There's no way he's letting her get off of that.
That's because I was like, I don't think Taryn would let her go either. Yeah. So is Xaden with Violet on Taryn? Which I think is a hell no. Oh, yeah, it could be.
It's not like he hasn't touched Taryn before, you know what I mean? They're getting
true.
closer. They both care about Violet. I think this is all whatever Violet needs.
So we think Xaden is on Taryn with Violet strapped down.
Yep.
Sigale's never gonna let Taryn live this down. So one of the reasons they don't go back to Navarre, it's like a 12-hour flight, and no one, especially Violet in her head, but thinks that she's going to be able to survive this. So this is why they're going to this new place.
She notices they're flying over the cliffs of Draylor, and she kind of connects where they're at, but she doesn't know where the end destination is going to be. She's very confused.
It does not help that she's still feeling the fire and acid from the stab wound. She's still like that fogginess, but like I'm very impressed with her because I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, those are the mountains of Draylor. I'd be like, those are the
last thing I'd be thinking about.
I'd be like, those are mountains.
It's very beautiful. I'm gonna die. Wow.
Sounds great. Bye, guys. We do know that Xaden can still talk to Taryn, so Violet knows that she's not dead, or that's not broken, because the bond is still set. But Violet still can't talk to Andarna, Xaden, Sigale, or Taryn. I would be so stressful. He's still, like, whispering in her ear, like, you have to fight for me, please survive. Then, she's noticed they've landed. And someone says, Xaden? And we're still in Violet's point of view, so Violet's like, that's a familiar voice. Like, maybe it's Bodhi, maybe it's Garrick, and I just, like, didn't click on it, and I'm like, keep reading, Violet.
At the point of them landing, Violet can't breathe. Like, there is no air in her lungs. She is on the verge, the cusp. So they got
death.
There. Yeah, right. They got there maybe in time.
We don't know, though.
In time.
But no, she's in bad shape. She's in a lot worse shape than before. But she hears that familiar voice, and then she falls back into unconsciousness, and that's the end of chapter 38.
That was a quick chapter, an agonizing chapter, but very fast.
Yes.
We're moving to chapter 39, which is in Xaden's POV.
It is the last chapter of Fourth Wing. We get see. I loved the fact that we got Xaden's point of view, like the original book.
Yes.
It was just like, ah, yay!
It was a great surprise.
It was.
I'm trying to remember my original reaction when it happened, and I was just devouring the book so much I couldn't even, like, appreciate that it was his POV. I was excited, but I didn't give it as much appreciation as it deserves.
Yeah.
Epigraph time!
Epigraph. Yeah.
Okay, so this one
hurts.
Is wild. It hurts. It's what everyone's been trying to conceal from Navarre, which is the last words of Fen Ryerson that are redacted. And he said, "You're all cowards." That was the craziness he was exuding.
You know, that stuff that is not even worth the scribes writing down. Well, they are. They're all cowards because they'll rather sacrifice others to keep themselves comfortable.
Yep.
In delusion.
Yep.
It's been 3 days since we've landed in this mysterious place. And Xaden has not left Violet's bedside. I don't think he's slept or ate or bathed or anything. He probably has had to eat and drink something, but he has not left her side.
He definitely hasn't bathed. We know
yes.
that for a fact.
Because everyone says you stink.
Bodhi is like, ugh.
Dude, shower or something. Sagail is very comforting. She's like, she'll be all right. It's okay. And I'm like, this is a very soft side from Sagail. And it's nice to see it because, like, it just shows the connection that her and Xaden have where she knows that he's struggling so much and he loves her so much. It's like, I'm glad that she can be a soft teddy bear too.
Xaden was like, she's never sounded this way with me. She didn't choose me because of, like, the way I feel. She chose me because of the scars on my back and being the grandson of her second rider, which, wild. Quickly just pointing that one out there. And then I'm thinking to myself, she definitely chose you partly because of the way you feel, because it's exactly why you have the scars on your back.
Yeah. I think she chose you not just because you are who you are, but it's because you're brave and you would stand up for people.
Mm-hmm. And you care so much about them and
yeah, she didn't probably
safe.
She didn't probably pick you for the reason, like, she didn't really probably care that you brought Violet flowers, but she cared that you sacrificed your own self for all the other people. She doesn't want the mushy stuff. So Xaden, it's all Xaden's point of view, so we're getting, like, his, like, description of Violet. So he notes that her cheeks do look a little bit more colored today, which is great, but her hair looks darker. And I had this conversation with Donald because he was right next to me after I read this scene. And I was like, do we think the hair is darker because it's been 3 days and she had a battle and she hasn't bathed? Or do we think it's darker because her hair is magical and we know if it gets cut, the color comes back regardless how short her hair is, and it's because of her connection to Dune?
I think it's the second option, but
I do too.
I don't know.
But he notes that her hair is a little bit darker, but her cheeks are a little bit more colored.
It's also possible that her hair is just oily and looks darker.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I mean, she, had a 7-hour flight to Athbean, then had this horrible battle, and then had, wait, pause. If it was a 7-hour flight to Athbean, why would it take 12? I guess wind. It changes with airplanes, so it probably should change with dragons too. Okay, regardless. And then she had roughly, probably a couple hour flight to where she is now. It's been 3 days. She's been stabbed. Like, give a girl a break.
Yeah.
You stink, Xaden. She might stink too.
She probably doesn't, because I'm pretty sure he, like, cleaned her up and changed.
Yeah, he did change her outfit and stuff. Xaden holds the guilt for Liam's death. And it's just, like, a shame thing, because, like, we know Violet is holding that guilt as well, and it's, like, it's neither of your guys' fault, but it's understandable. Humans hold on to survivors' guilt so often, and I feel like they both felt like they put him in that position and not just given him the choice, but he did choose to stay. He was a great guy, and he's gonna be the brother in the 4th book, so it's fine, guys.
So he'll be back, and everything is fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
So Taryn has been talking to Xaden, which Taryn is probably freaking the fuck out too. His rider is unconscious and he can't talk to her. And he's been dealing with Endorna, which is a lot. But Taryn is kind of upset with Xaden that he didn't tell Violet everything sooner. Like, Taryn thinks that it would have made a difference. I don't think it would have. I think it would just have made the middle chapters go away and the book be shorter.
I think if we're talking about Violet, though, we have to consider what she does for knowledge and what she would have tried to gain before leaving the wards, knowing what was out there. And I think the only difference that him telling her earlier would have made is just her trying to find more information, which would have, like, spiraled us into possibly, like, the next book sooner, even though I don't think it would have been set up properly. So everything happened the way it was supposed to happen.
It's for the plot, Taryn. He didn't tell her for the plot.
Even though I did write that Taryn tells Xaden what we were all thinking.
It's true, but it's... We also learned that Xaden has loved Violet for a very long time. Basically since the first day that he's met her. And he kind of is going back through the memories of, like, the different scenes they've had, like the parapet and the mat and the gauntlet and little conversations that they've had and little things, and you can truly tell that he cares so much about Violet. Too bad she's dead. JK.
Well, I don't know, because Xaden says something that really triggered me.
What?
He said, "There's only a shadow of her soul left beneath her skin." Which, you know how some people had the theory that she turned Brennan somehow during this battle, but, like, didn't know it, so it didn't really affect her. Rebecca did say in an interview that Violet was supposed to be the one who turned Brennan. I don't want to get into that, because that's obviously not how it happened and not what was written, and we can, like, theorize about that all day, every day. But saying only a shadow of her soul is left beneath her skin, one, is just poetic and it makes sense for, like, what she went through, but two, also souls, venom, that is, like, hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, just something I noticed and something that I was like,
That's a very good point. I didn't know that was a theory.
Yeah.
Violet's eyes do open, though. She does live.
She has a new scar, an inch above her hip bone.
Yeah, when Xaden asked to check on it, we just do see it, and it's very, very well healed. Like, a lot better than what did he describe? The black veins going out from it. Like, holy shit, she was venom.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know anymore. But she has a teeny little scar. She's all good.
Why are their scars silver?
I wondered this because even the book that I'm reading currently, one of the characters does a little self-harm, and they describe the scars, and The fresh ones are like pink, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So like pink and raised, that's what a scar normally is. And then it's like, it doesn't describe them as silver. And I'm like, so it has to be
magic related?
Something. But then I'm like, sometimes you have scars and they're like whiter than your other skin. But like, I'm thinking also about like Donald's scars. Mm-hmm. And some of them, I mean, it's been 3 years now? No, 2-ish. And they're still pink. They're not silver. So it has to be magic related. Or maybe she just wanted a fun description. I don't know. I don't know why they're silver. But I always tell them as like... Go ahead.
The theory is it's due to a combination of magical healing, specific types of injury, and symbolic representation of their ordeals. We know she got mended on this one, the hip. We know she got mended... The one on her arm, do we know that she got mended on that one, or was it just normally healed? The one that's from threshing. Because that one's discovered as silver as well. She was normally healed.
Okay.
They wrapped up her arm.
I don't fucking know. Maybe because of their magic?
I don't know.
I don't know. Rebecca! I have questions.
Yeah. Obviously specific.
So, Xaden, when he realizes she's okay, she's, like, in a better mood towards him than he is expecting from her. And I think it's just because, like, everything hasn't clicked back into her head. And they're just, like, in this love honeymoon phase, I guess. I guess that's the best way. They're, like, still in this, like, weird honeymoon phase. And they kiss, and Xaden asks, like, what do you remember? And then it kind of all rushes back into her. Of like, oh, the fuck that just happened. She also is described to get like a glassy look in her eyes. And Xaden's like, oh, she's probably trying to connect with her dragons. I'm like, I want that conversation. I want Taryn, what the fuck happened? Where the fuck are we?
I know you're in there.
Where is Indarna? I know that she used her power, and that's really scary, and I need all the answers. She has, like, all her memories flood back, and then she kind of, like, pushes away from Xaden in the sense of, like, she needs space. We do find out Indarna is okay. In Xaden's thoughts, though, we do know that she is different. She is huge. But she's still herself. She's still Indarna.
But sleepy.
She's a little sleepy butt. You know what sucks? That we don't get to see any more dragons this book.
Yep, that's it. No more dragons. Bye.
Well, this book, they talk about, like, the poison, and, like, no one has seen the poison, but obviously she was mended, and she's okay. But no one knew what the poison was. They didn't know if it was poison or magic or some kind of combination or, you know, a third option that none of us have thought about.
Which is probable.
Which is very probable, actually. She goes to the window and she, like, looks around and she asks Xaden, she's like, where are we? Giving him, like, a chance to be honest. She knows where she is. Like, she recognizes buildings and stuff, and she realizes that she's in Arisha. Arisha being the town or city that Xaden's dad ruled over. And we know that it was supposedly burned for the rebellion and everything. And so Violet is like, where are we? And she's like, was it burned, or is it being rebuilt, or was it never burned? And he was like, it was burned. We're rebuilding it in secret, like, but it's not really a secret. No one really wants this land. But he also notes that once it gets back up and running, people might fight for it. But Xaden's the leader of it because of the land. He's a duke in all the sense and terms. Violet is like, like, why are they letting him do? And Xaden points to the relic on him, and he's like, remember when I told you this isn't a curse? It's like a blessing. Melgrim can't see any battles or anything, any outcomes, when 3 or more riders with marked rebellion relics are together. I want to know how they actually figured that out.
And I feel like that goes along with when they made the law that no 3 or more can't be gathered together. There had to have been a specific instance where 3 or more were like put in a squad together or put on a duty together, and they realized, oh crap, we can't do that anymore. Or there could have been a bigger instance.
Yeah.
Which we know is possible.
Yeah, because we know that there were doing missions and giving weapons out during their first year. So 2 years ago, and then we know this year after is when the rule came out where they can't have more than 3 together.
Right. So I wonder if someone saw them like flying back in or something. Like there's no proof of what they were doing, but they realized, oh, there's something that we don't know about that we want to know about. So I don't know.
Or it could be as simple as like they were all in a squad and then they did a mission or something, and because they wanted to keep closer eyes on them, they did, and then he realized, oh, I can't. Yeah. It could be simple, but we do know that they were starting the dagger stuff early on, so it's probably something more outrageous. Yes. Xaden lets Violet have the room so she can do all her bathroom needs and get cleaned up and stuff. So he leaves the room, and is it Garrick or is it Bodhi? Flip a coin. Is leaned up against the wall outside of the room, and Xaden's like, oh, she's awake, and he's like, that's amazing, and he's like, you stink so badly, and Xaden's like, yeah, I can.
Bodhi who said that.
Love it. And Xaden's like, can I use your bathroom? He's like, it would be actually the best thing ever if you please shower. Yes, please do that. So Xaden goes and bathes. Violet is bathing. It's like an hour later. Xaden goes back and knocks on the door because he needs to make sure that she's on their side before this goes any further. But he did know that she needed some space. And so he knocks, she lets him in. He's entranced by her hair because he loves her.
We do get a little conversation before Violet and Xaden come back together to have their conversation. So Xaden had asked Garrick about the box that had Liam's family's name on it.
They bring it back to, like, research it.
Yes.
It's an iron box with his family crest on it.
Yes.
We don't get really what it is. They're like, we're close to figuring out what it is, but we do not get that in this chapter.
The information we do get is that Garrick has a new scar from his temple to his jaw, and Bodhi fractured his arm during the fight. So there's a lot that went on outside of the perspective that we got.
It was a big fight.
That's how we can keep track of Brennan. It's just the amount of
other people that had other facts that we don't know. Violet opens the door. Her hair is damp and wet, and Xaden's like, damn. Bodhi leaves for them to have their, like, little chat. She asks, like, casually, are these original, looking at the walls and stuff? And Xaden's like, yeah, stone doesn't burn. And I'm like, this is such a weird thing to bring in. I don't know why this was brought in. I feel like because they're awkward and they're like, I don't want to talk about what we really need to talk about. Xaden needs to know, like, are you in? Are you with us? Are you on our side? Violet is like, yes, I'm in, but I still don't trust you. And Xaden is very much like, well, I'm still gonna fight for you. Like, you are the only one. You're the only one I love. Still doesn't say I love you, but I'm gonna fight for you no matter what. You, like, already own my heart, even if you don't know it. So if you're in being on this rebellion, then great, but I'm also still gonna fight for us. I'm not giving up on us. I'm like, good, Xaden. Good, this is just a bump in the road. Communication. It's gonna be okay. It's key.
And it's the whole reason why you aren't saying you love her, because you want to be 100% honest with her, and you still
That is true. I love that. He's like, I didn't want to say it because I was holding things back from her, and then he also doesn't want to say it now because he feels like it would just be a cop-out, basically.
Well, technically, he's still hiding things. So.
That's true. Xaden, just tell her everything.
This would be a good point to just let it all out.
Let it all out. You know? Put out all the fucking cards. What else is he hiding other than the person on the other side of the door?
And his other signet.
Ah, that one. Put it all on the fucking table right now, and we would have fucking been okay, Xaden. During their conversation, they hear a knock, and Xaden's like, give me some time. Hold on. Xaden knows he's running out of time because this person on the other side is impatient. But Xaden wants to still, like, make it clear to Violet that I'm gonna fight for us. I'm not giving up on us. It's you and me, ride or die.
But it's like, yeah, but you're a liar.
But you're a liar, but. And Xaden's like,
trust you.
I can get your trust back, Violet. Don't you worry. Xaden does tell her that he's fallen for her, or fell for her, but doesn't say I love you. It's like, I don't know why I love that he doesn't say it, but it's like, I think about it so often.
Especially if we didn't have Xaden's perspective at all, that would be like a huge, huge issue. You know what I mean? We wouldn't know why he was holding it back. We wouldn't have all these good reasons. We would probably just think he's a jerk.
It's so good that this last chapter is in his point of view and not hers. Yeah. You got my heart no matter what. They hear another knock.
He's so impatient.
He's so impatient.
Yeah, I'd be impatient too, knowing who I was about to see. Jeez.
And Xaden's like, knowing him, you only have like one more question before this happens. And Violet asks, she's like hoping, do you think that the note was actually a coincidence and we just ended up also fighting Brennan? No, I don't think it was a coincidence. I think it was manipulative and meant to be that way.
I like your positivity, Violet, and your trust that you have in someone that you've known for so long, but take it for what it is. You all were trapped in that situation.
And it's very clearly written out when the guy who has been knocking opens the door and says, "No, not an accident, little sister." And Violet sees her brother Brennan back from the dead.
I mean, maybe.
Or never died. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
We really don't know.
And Xaden says, I told you I know better poison masters. And her brother says, welcome to the revolution. It's the end of Fourth Wing. Most beautiful last sentences.
Yeah.
Bond and breakdown?
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
It was a twist I wasn't expecting when I first read it.
Yeah, how could you expect that? But we have to remember that we're getting very limited point of views, and we're also getting a version of a point of view that is being told by a third party who wasn't there.
I keep forgetting that, and I hate it.
Yeah, ugh. Ah. Could you imagine all this is a lie?
I think she would be canceled. Like, I truly don't think Rebecca can do that because I truly think she would flush her career down the drain. I only have one question for you.
Okay.
Are you joining the revolution?
Yeah. But I have way more information than Violet does. I think it would be enough for me to see my family member there and get the chance to, like, spend more time with him, and I don't know. I feel like I would respect my brothers enough to know that they would make that choice, and it would be a good choice for me to be making too.
I would have made the decision after the battle. Like, once I saw the Venom was attacked and, like, them giving that note, I think I would have been in 100% at that point.
Yeah,
I'd still be pissed at Xaden.
Well, talking about being pissed with Xaden, at what point does withholding the truth become betrayal? I would feel betrayed knowing that he was keeping my brother from me that whole time. That would have been the hardest thing. Like, you can hide everything that's happening outside the wards, but if you're keeping my family from me, now I'm pissed.
I agree. It would be really hard, but it's also just a hard-ass balance when it's... You can't just say, hey, I know your brother's alive, and then not give you any other information. So it's one or the other. You get everything or you get nothing.
What would you need from Xaden to begin forgiving him? Would you need anything?
I would have sat him down and we would have had a real fucking conversation. And I would have been like, show me your cards. Show me what everything is. I don't want a secret. And then if something happened where it's like, I find out something big, I don't know, like maybe a second signet, I'd be like, I'm gonna stab you, you're gonna die, and fuck you. Like, I'm gonna just be straight up honest with him. You are telling me everything right now, and if I find out you hid anything from me, I wouldn't kill Xaden, actually, because that's not enough pain. I would kill Bodhi. He might not like that answer, but it's the only way I know how to tell him that I'm fucking serious.
This whole, like, keeping secrets, not trusting her enough to have these secrets, and, like, he knows her heart, and he loves her for it. The fact that there are still secrets after this point really blows my mind.
Yeah, the second signet is a hard one because, I mean, he hasn't told anyone. And it's in Tig's, so it's even more taboo than normal. It's not a great look. I think you need to be like, if you're putting all your cards in her hand already, then give her all your cards. That's where I truly think about it. I don't like the communication issues in books. Like, it really upsets me because I understand its plot. I truly do. So that's why I'm still gonna read them. But right. Like, when you think about your own relationship and stuff, it's like, Dawn and me would not be able to be where we are now if we didn't know how to communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. I'm not on the scale of revolution. I'm just in a normal marriage. I would put my guards up with him. I would not pursue a relationship with him for a very long, I don't know, a very long time, but a period of time. And I would be like, listen, you need to give me all the cards out. Give me as much information. Answer as many questions as I can give you to the best of your knowledge. And then in the future, when there's decisions or stuff, I don't have to be in the room, but I need to be informed. Mm-hmm. And if any of those pillars fall, I kill Bodhi. Because Xaden wouldn't matter if Xaden died. But he would really care if one of his family died. And I like Eric better, so Bodhi.
Agreed, I like Eric better too. Bodhi's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so bringing it back to me saying that Violet was supposed to be the one to turn Venom.
Yeah.
Many fans suggest that Violet turned Venom during this battle, but Brennan mended her before she fully turned. How are you feeling about that? And how would the story be different if she was the one who did turn Brennan at this point?
I feel like it would have to be so many good coincidences that she was very weak afterwards and she was not, like, conscious for a couple days. He mended her just in the right time for her to not even notice she actually turned. And then we have to also think about, do you have that urge to keep, like, pulling from other resources other than the dragon, even if you only get a little sip? Because I don't think Brennan can mend her. I don't think he can fix Brennan. Mm-hmm. Even if it was just a little sip. So I don't think he actually saved her. I think it would be more of the case of she maybe had a little sip, became a little venom, killed the venom, then she was unconscious and weakened, and that poison took all the sources of power away from her. And her body was able to heal itself. Because you even hear Xaden talk about when he's on the islands, how he feels so much better because there's no power for him to, like, pull from. So he feels more free, he's more loosey-goosey. He talks about Dane and her childhood.
Really interesting, thinking about the poison that they used on Violet being, like, something that they could use on themselves that would be an effective tool to make them, like, not use that
have
power,
that urge,
to make them feel more normal.
That's how I think about that. If she actually turned and she became full venom, I feel like Rhee, Sawyer, and Riddick would have to know a lot sooner than they know. Xaden would have to be like, hey, listen, some shit happened. She's a little bit different, but she's still the same Violet.
Xaden wouldn't tell them.
No.
He's the master of secrets. Violet, on the other hand, would tell Rhee everything.
Because it's her secret to tell at that point. I think, like, the biggest hesitation she has is it's not her secret to tell. I also think that they would probably have a cure by book 3. Just saying. I like it.
I'm glad that Violet wasn't the one who ended up being Venom first.
I agree.
I like the way that it's turned out so far.
Even though it
sucks.
Fucking... Oh, God. I still have that.
Shadow Daddy is kind of hot.
I threw this book across the room when I read that sentence in the next book. I was so... I don't even know what I was feeling. Because, like,
I'm
livid is not the word.
Myself again, like, flipping the page and being like...
The fuck? That's the end? What do you mean,
Rebecca?
Rebecca?
The last 2 books.
She does know how to make... She knows how to make a fucking cliffhanger. If I can ask anything.
Literally every chapter, every book, everything, all of her interviews, she is good at gripping you and making you want to read more.
Yep.
Okay, 2 more questions. If you remove the romance entirely from Xaden and Violet, do Xaden's actions become easier or harder to justify?
Easier.
I agree with that.
Sucks, but if I don't care about you, then it doesn't fucking matter if I'm not telling you everything.
Right, and the trust is entirely built in their relationship and their love for each other. So if he doesn't trust her, he doesn't really have to say shit.
Yep.
What is your first move or thought after you find out your brother is alive? We both have brothers, by the way. So this is like a real scenario for us. What would you do if you thought your brother died and then he's just there in front of you?
So the face I'm making for everyone that's listening and not watching is the face I would be having. It's like the... What? Hold on. Are you seeing this? I would hug him, and then I think I would make a joke because humor is how I deal with things, and I would be like, you couldn't have fucking sent a letter. You couldn't have called me. You couldn't have, I don't know, said something. And I would never let him live it down. Never. Anytime anything would happen, like, I think the next book they, like, talk about they're eating biscuits or something at a table chatting, I would be like, yeah, it would have been nice to have breakfast with you these last 5 years.
Yeah,
but, you know.
It would have been nice to have more advice than just your little book that you smuggled in for Mira.
I'm really glad that you could substitute your 2 sisters with some brothers. Yeah, really glad about that one. Would never let him live it down. Never. And he would be like, it was the revolution.
Infinite favors.
Yeah, it was the revolution. It's bigger than you and me. And I'd be like, I don't give a flying fadoodle if it was the Queen of England
the end
telling
of the
you.
I don't care.
It's called picking up a phone. Write a letter. Do you know how much I had to deal with Mom being like, oh, he was so good. I'm so sad he's gone.
And then the realization that their dad died because of the heartbreak is just like icing on the fucking cake, dude.
Especially if he was the one healing his heart. I'm gonna like, do you ever feel bad about killing Dad?
Literally.
I would only use that if I was really pissed off at them.
Oh yeah, that's what you keep back in there when you find out they're wyvern.
Yes. But like, oh, I understand why you killed Dad now. You have no fucking heart.
Yeah. You're a zombie monster.
Fucking Brennan. Oh, I can't whip him. I do not like his character.
I hate him. I hate Bodhi. There's so many people I hate in these books.
Varish. Jack. Any of the Venom.
Dane. Any of the men.
Varish, to me, was like, when I read that book, I was like, I never thought I would hate someone in a fictional book as much as I hate Umbridge.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And it's like, it's the perfect example because it's like, Umbridge is not, she is a villain. She is not the main villain. Varish is not...
And she's not on the wrong side.
Yeah, she's not on the wrong side. She's just following rules really closely. And, like, they're not the best rules. But it's, like, the perfect example of, like, I hate Umbridge so much. And I hate Varish so much. And both what they got in the end was not enough.
Yeah, there are so many different forms of evil that are represented in these books. It's just like, whoo, I hate everybody.
Yep, pretty much. We're all corrupt.
Yep. I mean, that's what happens to humans, right?
That is true. Okay. Do we have any last thoughts for Bonded Breakdown?
I can't believe that's the last one for the first book. But there are 2 more books that we have and 2 more books that are coming. So we'll be back.
I can't believe we have to wait until next year for the 4th book.
I'm really glad she's taking her time and setting boundaries. If she were to rush these books like so many other authors do because of pressure from the people that like the companies, the corporate world, whatever you want to call it, it wouldn't be as good. So I'm glad she's taking her time and really putting her love and effort into it like she would any of the other books.
I really just hope that it doesn't end in a cliffhanger that makes me want to throw the book across the room. Not because I hate it, but because I need answers.
I think we're going to get some answers and we'll still have some questions.
As long as the last chapter isn't someone else's point of view and we see a large black dragon and a iridescent purplish dragon flying off in the distance. Period. And we're just like, the fuck? What do you mean?
It's just Cynthia's perspective. She's like, wow, they're beautiful.
No, I'm thinking like Ree's perspective after a big battle or something and seeing Violet just run.
We have a listener lore. Two episodes ago, what is Colonel Atos' signet? Is it memory manipulation, emotional manipulation, truth or detection / compulsion, precognition, or something different entirely. We didn't get any of the something different entirely, which I was really hoping we would have some great theories because we don't know what his signet is. But a lot of people thought it was either memory manipulation or emotional manipulation.
I'm definitely leaning towards emotional manipulation. He seems like someone who likes to be the puppeteer.
Yeah, for sure. And that would be a great signet to have.
We better find out. I hope that's not a bow that we don't get to have tied up.
I think we're going to find out more information because of us knowing in interviews that Rebecca's like, you're going to find more information. And I think we're going to meet Dane's mom and get more background. And I also think that will bring up like a whole other level of redemption arc for Dane because we know Rebecca loves Dane. And I think he and Sloane are going to end up together and having their own love story.
I do think that. I don't know if I like that, but I do think it.
I think it's going to be good for him. He has to fight through all of his beliefs and fix himself.
Yeah, I think it will be good for him. You know what I think is weird? Is the age gap weirds me out when it comes to Sloane and Dane, but it is the exact same age gap as Violet and Xaden.
I would 100% have that same feeling, and it's because we get Sloane as a little sister instead of as our main character. Yeah. So she feels young, we feel protective.
I need to protect
it. Yeah, but it's the same. Same.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
It does.
And it's also because we don't like Dane and we love Xaden, so there's that. I think feelings start to change more in the next book, but I still, cannot trust him.
Dane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him whatsoever. I don't. I think it's something where it's like, I don't care how far you have turned, you will never get the trust back.
Yeah.
I think you can fight on my side, and I can accept you as a colleague. You will never be where you were again.
As far as we know, he was taking memories from her this whole book. How could you be rooting for someone who steals that from you without permission? And how could you have a redemptive arc, give him a relationship, and have that trust earned when we know what he's capable of? Especially in a relationship, you're touching someone all the time. Are you just going to trust them with every memory? How does that work?
Plus, he sent her to die, and he killed Liam.
Yeah. So, there's that. I think, honestly, I would be very, very tempted to murder him the second I saw him.
I would at least punch him in the face 7 times. Liam just for safety.
So much better than him.
Yeah. It's okay, he's coming back in the 4th book.
Yep. Or the 5th. Honestly, any point he just comes back, that'd be great.
If she just wants to make a little novella of, him and Xaden's foster years, I'd be okay with that, too.
Yeah.
Oh. Until next time, guys, I hope your snacks were delicious and your drinks stayed the perfect temperature. We're booked and bonded.
We are.
Yep, we are. Please follow, do all the things over on YouTube.
And tune back in for our next episode, which is going to be completely different, but I think something very fun.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.